Hello and welcome to the definite last video of the course. We're going to import the vSRX image into GNS3 now. So I personally like to put mine into the router section. However, you can do whichever you like. I mean, it can be used for routing, it can be used for switching. Some people like to pop it into their security devices. But I like to put mine particularly in the router section. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on Edit and Preferences again. And we're going to go to the QEMU VMs and click on New. And this is my vSRX. Whoopsie daisy, that says C. vSRX. And click Next. And I'm going to give this 4 gig for this particular image. It does take a lot. We're going to choose Telnet again, and we're going to use New Image and Browse. So as we can see here, we only have the vSRX is only one file, so we're going to choose that and open, and like before it's going to ask you to copy it over. Yes, you can, and we're going to click finish. So with this one now, I'm going to edit this and I'm going to set to 3 CPUs on this, and I'm going to pop mine again into the routers section, and for the symbol I'll choose, well, whatever I like the look of, really, depending on what I'm doing. Yeah, so let's choose the ASA. I mean, after all, that is a firewall. Okay, so we have our vSRX. We're putting it into the router section. I've given it 4 gigs of memory, 3 vCPUs, and I'm going to leave the network as the Intel E1000. Now, when it comes for adapters, this is really up to you, depending what you're going to use it for. If you're just going to use it as a firewall or a router, you may only want to have 4 usable adapters, so you may want to set it to 6. If you want to use it as a switch, then you may want a minimum of 8 usable adapters, so you'd set it to 10. So I'm going to set mine to 10 for now, and I'm going to configure the custom adapters. So I know that this one is my FXP, so this is my management port, and that is it. There's no internal connection on this because it's only a one image, and I'm going to leave the others as they are because I'm too lazy to change them. And I'm going to apply this, and okay, so here we have our vSRX image. I'm going to drag this across, and there we go. And I'm going to, oops, I'm not going to node properties, my mouse is a bit sensitive. I'm going to start that, and I'm going to bring up its terminal. Now this does take a little while to boot the vSRX. It is a very big image, so I will come back shortly. To be honest, that wasn't too bad. It took about 5 minutes or so to boot up, so that wasn't bad. So what we're going to do, we're going to log in as root, and as you see, it's put straight into the root shell, no password. Now it will take a few moments for the interfaces to actually be populated. Okay, there we go, they've now been populated. So a total of 5 minutes, and we have our Giga Ethernet interfaces all the way from GE000 to 008, and this device is ready to rock and roll. So as we can see, using GNS3 is a lot easier to import your images than it is if you're using the likes of EVE-NG, because you don't have to bother FTPing in, you don't have to rename any of the images, you don't have to create any specific folders for them. GNS3 is pretty pretty good like this. And I like the fact as well with GNS3 you have a lot of integrated flexibility and applications. So the likes of Wireshark comes included in the GNS3 bundle. It's got some good free appliances in the marketplace, so if you want to go down the likes of the automation route, then there's a good automation Docker. In fact, David Bombal on YouTube and on Udemy has some great courses about using these Docker containers. They're really good. And of course, if you ever do want to do the Juniper automation, then Ben Jacobson has a really nice course on the JNCIA DevOps. I personally taken it, found it very informative. It helped me pass my test quite nicely. So with these 3 images, you can basically do anything that you want to do with Juniper. So you want to do security, you want to do routing and switching, you want to do automation, you want to do service provider, you want to do data center, because of course the QFXs are data center switches. You're able to use these for every single track of Juniper certifications. And of course, if you're working with Juniper, then these also come in handy if you want to test out any deployments that you're currently trying to do. So if there's anything you're unsure of and you don't want to make changes or test the course in a live environment, well, you can use these images to help you with your work as well. I've certainly done that myself, and they do come in very handy. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this course of how to A, get the Juniper images, and B, install them on both main virtualization platforms, so GNS3 and EVE-NG. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching.